Hello, and welcome to the Scaling Therapy Practice. This is your host, James Marland. This is the show where we empower mission driven leaders to launch life changing online courses. Today, we're going to be talking about launching a pilot course. What is a pilot course? Why do you need it? And how do you run one? But first, I want to let you know that I am deep into developing my next course, which is on how to help people overcome some of the technology challenges with creating an online course. This is things like lighting, videos, the programs, recording, editing, and publishing your online course on a LMS or learning management system or software. So I'm doing that and I'm interviewing people right now. It's actually taking up quite a lot of my time, which is why the podcast is late. However, these conversations are very valuable to me, and I enjoy listening to people share their stories. One of the course that they're trying to make and the good that they're trying to do in the world, and two, the technology challenges and some of the problems that people come up against. And this part of creating a course, the interview part, is vital for creating the right type of course. One of the mistakes people make, and one of the mistakes I have made, is either making something too broad or too specific. So if the course is too broad, nobody's going to connect with it. They're like, how can they actually achieve what they're talking about? And if it's too specific, there's not a great audience for it. So doing the research with real people who you're trying to solve a real problem, or one of the problems you have the experience to solve, is a vital part of doing an online course. So if you are thinking about doing an online course, or you started and then you got stuck, or you stopped because of a technology issue in the making of the course, I really want to talk to you. So just go to courses.coursecreationstudio.com, and there's links on the homepage, but also a pop-up on the homepage where you can schedule a short 15-minute meeting with me just to talk about some of your issues. This is not a sales meeting. It's an information meeting. You're actually helping me by just not complaining, but sharing your frustrations with me. These are very valuable. So if you want to help me out, if you've struggled with some technical issues, please visit course.coursecreationstudio.com and click one of the interview links. There's also a bunch of resources on the page, the blog page, and all the podcasts. So we're going to get into our course, or our course. We're going to get into our topic today. And the topic is launching your pilot course, a smart way to success. So what is a pilot course? A pilot course is just a test drive of your course. It's your first interaction with the content with students. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have all the content written. In fact, part of running a pilot course is just having a week or two ahead of the students, and you teach that and then get their feedback so that you can make the next course better. Imagine if you were going on a journey. So you want to take a journey, 1,000 miles across the country to your favorite destination, and you're going to rent a car or buy a car, and you've never been in this car before, and you don't know where all the buttons are. You don't know all the features. You don't even know where the gas can is, where you put all the gas, or maybe it's electric. You don't know. So you get in the car and you start out slow. You look where everything is. You test things out. You test the brakes. You test the gas. You are wondering what are you doing with the headlights and the blinkers and all that. You kind of test things out, and then once you get going for a while, let's say you pull into a rest stop and you get back in. Well, your second trip with this car is much easier. It's much smoother. The acceleration is smoother. The braking is smoother. Everything, it just is better once you have a little bit of experience. And in the same way, that's sort of like what a pilot course is. You are testing out your course to see how it functions and how it works. You're getting feedback, real time feedback from people on what they like about the course and what you could do better. You're co creating your pilot course with other people. So, the next point we're going to talk about is, why do I need a pilot course? Why can't you just launch the whole thing without doing a test course, without doing a pilot course? I think this goes back to uh, the fear of launching. I know for myself, one of the things that's kept me from launching courses or doing things is the fear of being perfect, the fear of making mistakes, and it really holds you back. And you don't launch. Like, if you do not put out a your first course, if you try to get it perfect, it just gets longer and longer, and other priorities pile on top of launching the course. And all of a sudden, you put in all this work and you have pages and pages of notes and lots of PowerPoints or presentations or slides, or you've made things on Canva, or if you recorded things and not liked it, and then you don't know how to edit, and then you put it down, and then you never get back to it. So one of the values of running a pilot course is just getting it out there. And people understand, if you tell them that this is the first time you've run it or you're running a test, they understand it's not going to be perfect. And they're okay with that. They're okay with co-creating, especially if you tell them, I desperately need your feedback as we're doing this. If you have the right people, you're solving the right problem, and you're getting them the benefit, they don't care. They don't care if it's a little herky jerky. Is that a word? They don't care if it's not as smooth as it could be, because you're getting them the benefit. You're the expert and you're helping them. And generally with pilot courses, you give them a lot of attention, and you're responding to emails and you're getting their feedback, and there's some sort of um, individualized component to the pilot course where you can answer their questions in your hybrid sessions, some way to give them a better experience, and they understand and they appreciate the effort and the attention you give to their problems. So one of the big benefits of running a pilot course is you just get it out there, you get it done. Another benefit of a pilot course is you don't have to have it all done before you launch. If you talk to some people and let them know you're solving a problem and it's the right problem that they're solving, they will join your course before you even um, before you even create it. If you're solving the right problem, people will join your course before you actually make it. And so that lets you know that your idea is valuable. It lets you know that people want to buy it. It lets you know that you can actually sell that sort of course. The Putting that in reverse, if you create it before you sell it, if you create it before you even know that you're solving the right problem, then you could be putting in a lot of work before you actually get any return. And in some instances, even if you're like 80% right, but you have your messaging is wrong, or you don't understand the problem quite exactly, you're going to miss your target audience. So the pilot course helps you hit your target audience and get things correct, and help you sell your course before you even create one piece of content. Another benefit is the feedback and just doing it. You have to teach your worst course before you teach your best course. So, and that goes for everything. You know, your worst painting is probably your first painting. Your first book is probably your worst book. Your first web page is probably your your worst web page. I know a lot of those things are true for me. Like my first social media post, trying to do graphics and video, was probably my worst. So you got to get some of that experience under your belt. You are an expert on your topic. You know what you're doing, but you need some feedback when you're teaching your course. What did people find valuable? Needs more explaining? And the more you run your course, the better you're going to get at teaching the course and giving people the value that they are looking for. So run your course, do a pilot, get 5 or 10 people together and run the course and get some feedback on that. Feedback, somebody said feedback is the breakfast of champions. So get that feedback. I know with my course, one of the feedback is it was too long in one of my pilot courses. Like I was trying to run a 3-month course with 3 months of intense content, and so it wasn't specific as it needed to be. So that helps me develop my next course instead of a course on creating an online course for from conception to delivery. And I'm going to be creating a course. My next course is going to be on the making of it. Like if I can interact with people who already have a great idea and a proven concept and they have some courage to get started, then I can help them make it. Like I can get their videos online. I can help them either learn or do a online course program that will sell it for them. Like I know how to do those things. So, but without running my first course, I might not have known that that's one of the more intense pain points of the people who are ready to make a course. Now, there's other pain points along the way. The being afraid to launch is a different pain point than marketing. Who's going to sell it? And it's a different pain point than I don't know what camera to use. So I'm going to be focusing on the technical side. Some of the things I'm comfortable with doing all of it, but I'm more comfortable doing the making it side. So how can I help people get their content out? But I wouldn't get that feedback if I wasn't either interviewing people, listening to people, and also trying to do a pilot course. And you're going to learn that in your pilot course. You could find in your pilot course one key problem that that um that you know how to solve that could change how you deliver the rest of the course. But you're not going to find that until you launch your pilot course. So we know we've covered what is a pilot course and why do I need a pilot course. The last is how do you run a pilot course? And I've been talking about this through the pilot course. But the first step for running a pilot course is having the right topic and talking to people about solving their problem. Just like I want to do, in the top of the show, I asked, are there people with technical problems? Please let me know. Because this is going to help me limit. There's probably 10,000 technical problems. But if I hear the same 20 problems over and over again, I can hone my answers to solve those 10 problems, and then I can offer that to people who said they have those 10 problems. And if those 10 people have the same problems, if that's a repeating pattern after interviewing 15, 20 people, then I am more confident that sample of that pattern repeats over and over again. And if I've done some research and I see, oh, there's like 10 other courses on technical problems, or there's lots of research, or there's lots of courses um, on lighting and editing and some of those other things, then that's going to help me understand that I'm on the right path. And so then I can offer that to people who said they have that problem. Would you like to join my pilot course? So once you get some yeses to the pilot course, you set a launch date. When you set a launch date, you prepare the outline of the course and what you're going to offer and a week or two of material. You don't If you're offering a 6 week course, prepare 1 or 2 weeks ahead. You run the course, you ask them at the beginning of the course, what are people's needs? You ask them at the end of the course, you get some good feedback. Hey, what was most helpful? And you take notes for yourself for the next time you run it. And then you say, what do you need more explanation on? And then you use that, what do you need more explanation on, to help you make your next week of content. And also you follow the outline so you can update the outline for that next week of content. And one of the big things about deadlines, that if you're going to be teaching every week, one of the big things on deadlines is you're going to get it done. You have two benefits. One, you're already an expert at the topic. You're teaching on something that you're good at and you know about. You probably have too much information in your head about this topic. So getting the feedback about what people need to know and how you can help them informs you on how to create the next week's worth of content, and you're going to get it done. That's the thing about deadlines. People people get things done when there's a deadline. If you know you have a week to get the content done, maybe maybe you're finishing your last slide an hour before the course, but by gosh golly, you are going to get that done because you have a deadline. So then you teach the course, you run the course, and you ask the same amount of feedback. And it's you follow that process until you're done. And at the end of the course, you evaluate, you ask, them the same questions, you get some feedback, maybe you get a testimonial or two, and then you uh, launch the course again with the updated course. And maybe you offer it to the same list again of people who you did interviews for, or you ask people to share the course with other people in their circles because they are going to be your best source. The people who've taken the course and got the benefit are going to be a great source of referrals. And it it's a simple process of getting started. One of the best things about the pilot course is you get started. Mark Twain said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting ahead is getting started." And so once we set this in motion, once we've established a problem and we know we can solve it for people and we teach it a few times, it gets easier and better. And it builds confidence. Like when you help people and they get the results and they are appreciative of your course, you build confidence and it's going to change the way you market. It's going to change the way you teach. That confidence is going to grow and build, but you got to get that course out. You got to get that first pilot course out. So that's what a pilot course is. There's lots of material online, YouTube and other things about what pilot courses are. So I would encourage you to, if that is interesting to you, to contact me. Ask me how do you run a pilot course, or just look up a couple videos on some of the stages of doing a pilot course. Graham Cochran, in his I think it's called the Graham Cochran Show. He has a YouTube video and a book on some of these elements, and that's where a lot of this inspiration comes from. Also, the heart-centered marketing with Joey Ragona, one of my mentors, recommends running a pilot course or a hybrid course and doing the work together. And actually, Joey's like, all your courses are pilot courses. All your courses are experiments, and that kind of takes some of the pressure off with wanting to be perfect. Thanks for listening to the show. I encourage you to get started planning your pilot course. Know that a pilot course takes some of the pressure off, and you're able to run a course without knowing you're getting the benefit, and also knowing that you don't have to be perfect, and you're going to get a lot of experience, a lot of feedback, and just it's going to help you teach your best course. So get started, get going. I want to thank you for listening. If you could take a minute or two to go to iTunes or wherever you're listening to this and rate and review the show, that would be amazing for me. It helps me find people. If you are working with other people and they're like, I want to launch a course, send them my way. I would really appreciate if I got to talk to some people and learn their problems about what they need help with. Probably 10,000 things. So I'm trying to find the pattern of what I can help people the best with. And I can't do that without your help. I can't get to narrow down my topic to something that helps a lot of people without talking to the people that need the help. So if that sounds like you and you're like, yeah, I do have technical problems. I understand what he's talking about the fear of getting started, even though I have all this information. Go to the podcast webpage, course.coursecreationstudio.com, and click one of the links to set up a meeting with me. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the show, and I hope you put your mission in motion.